I was just about to go to bed, and before I went to bed, I wanted to go across the internet one more time just to see anything that caught my eye that I found interesting. And I saw these two things by Steam, and I want to talk about these two announcements that they made, the last day or so, or whatever the case may be, because I think with all the things going on with Sony and Xbox, and even in some cases Nintendo, PC gaming has always tried their best to be as fan friendly as possible. They always try to do things that work for the consumer. There are times that things go left. I mean, they're not perfect, obviously. None of these companies are, but I do like to see things like this that happens when companies try to do some form of fan service to get some type of positive reaction from the fans, whether it be nefarious or if it actually be genuine. So I want to talk about these two things and give my thoughts and opinions on these two topics real quick that Valve has done because I thought this is really, really interesting. Finally, I'm getting close to getting everything set up in this room, so hopefully you guys bear with me. Everything is rolling at I'll say it's somewhat of a normal pace. I want to be a little bit faster, but I got a lot of stuff. I mean, I got consoles on the floor behind me. I want to get all that stuff together. But thank you guys for rocking with me. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get into this. Valve seemingly bans all Steam games that require watching advertisements to play. So that's one of the things they did. Now, EA and I think there's a couple other companies trying to put in-game ads in a game. And I don't think this is nothing new that Valve has done. I think this is something they've done for a while, but to put it out there just to give people a reminder of what goes on in PC gaming is absolutely phenomenal because this is the things that people need to know. Like, look, if you come over here and try to do this type of stuff, these type of games aren't going to be on the platform. So if you want to have these in-game advertisements that click here or watch this to continue playing and it's in the way of the game, it's basically going to get banned. I think it says it right. I want to see right here. It's probably kind of small for you guys. I can't blow it up to the max right now, but it just basically says developers should not should not utilize paid advertising as a business model in their game, such as requiring players to watch or otherwise engage with advertisement in order to play or gating gameplay behind advertisement. If your game business model relies on advertisement other than on other platforms, you will need to remove those elements before shipping on Steam. And that's a cool thing to do. I mean, we don't, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I understand where these companies trying their best to make money. I think the best way for them to make money is make a good game, everybody about a product, and you get what you pay for. Nobody wants this stuff in their games. I mean, I know I don't. Not something that I want. I want to play the game. I don't want to have to worry about any type of advertisement. I don't have to worry about or seeing something that quite frankly has nothing to do with the game or anything like that. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, it's come to the point where it gets this bad because the gaming industry is not doing well financially. A lot of these games are big budgets and they're not making the money in return. You see this in other forms of other entertainment as well, and it is what it is. But they're just gonna have to find a better way to do it, in my opinion. Because if I find this type of stuff in the game, I'm not gonna play it. I mean, I don't care how good the game is. If it gets in the way of the game and there's an unskippable ad or anything like that, I'm not going to play it. Now, if it's a skippable ad, I may look into it. But no. Now, the second thing Steam has done, Steam now warns if you have early access PC game, it warns you if the game is early access and it might be abandoned. Now, there's a lot. It is a lot of early access games on Steam. It's a lot of them, and some of them do function pretty well. Some of these games are not finished, but they're considered early access, so you can purchase the build of the game that they have. Excuse me, the build of the game that they have, and that build is good enough to let people play. Unfortunately, the game is not finished, but you already gave these people your money, and they're supposed to do some updates. They're supposed to add more stuff into the game to give you the full experience. Unfortunately, there are games out there that haven't been updated in 8 years. Some of them haven't been updated as early as a year or 13 months, or let's say 6 months or whatever. Well, there's a notification to let you know if something like this would happen. Now, this is really good because if you would know, some games are early access. You think, okay, they'll get back to it. They'll finish the game or whatever. And some of these games aren't. They don't be. They're not completed. Some of the games just go just the way they are, and they stay early access. And it's absolutely crazy how they're able to do this. Like in this article right here, and I have both articles down in the description. You want to check these out. And it just says Valve hasn't formally announced the feature yet, but you can see where the warning is in the Steam client. So if you go into it, like this game right here, Cavern Kings, which flags the developers have not updated the game in over 8 years. Now this is going to be really small right here, but it says it right here. Note the last. I'm going to highlight it real quick. It says note the last made update made by the developers was over 8 years ago. The information timeline described by developers here may no longer be up to date. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If it's been up 8 years and they haven't updated the game and it's still based as early access, they're probably not gonna do nothing else with the game. The game is probably actually done, and they may have just not added it to it. So, I mean, took the early access thing off of it. There's another game right here. I think it's Heartbound that's in here, and it says it's another one hasn't been updated for 13 months, which I saw this as well. But I've heard that they're gonna be doing an update to this game already, so this may be taken down. This one has not been updated in 13 months, and for some reason, this game has mostly negative as recent reviews. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through that. I clicked that on accident, but I don't know if it's being review bombed or whatever. But this is the thing, like one thing I can say about PC gamers, for the most part, when something's wrong, they most of them usually stick together, and that's one thing I do like about PC. When something's wrong, they really try to fix this. You based on word of mouth, they'll fix it themselves, or they will just review bomb, or they just won't mess with the game, But I think it's one of the reasons why Steam do have this uh fan service out there where they're trying their best to let people know that, hey, these games aren't going to go as you think they're going to go. These games aren't going to be having these ads. These early access games are going to be notified how the last time it was updated. And I think it's just a good thing for everybody. If you're on PC and you're going to be playing these games, these are the type of things that you're going to, you should be able to know. This is not nothing that just should just be out there in the wild, and all of a sudden you buy a game and not knowing what you're getting into. Any game that you buy, you should pretty much know every aspect of what's entailed in that game. Now, obviously, the actual game itself, you get immersed in the game and you learn how well the game plays, and you have fun with the game. You should not know about that aspect, the story and all this other stuff. Because some games have twists and turns that are absolutely awesome. But you should know if ads are in the game. You should know if, certain loot boxes are in the game. You should know if, some crazy monetization scheme is in the game. Those type of things I think they should, put out there in the forefront before you, buy. You should know if a game is in early access and how long it's been since it's been updated. These are the things that should be known prior to you buying. I mean, I don't see why that will be a big, a big thing that nobody would want. I just don't understand it. But kudos to Steam. I don't know if this will ever be moved over to consoles. I would think I think this one right here, the ban all Steam games that require watching advertisements, I think that should be a thing on all platforms. I don't know if this stuff will actually be able to fly on consoles. I don't know. I mean, they'll have to put it on the disc, or they'll do it through the servers or whatever. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I just wish this stuff would not be a thing. They should just go ahead and have a situation where you get the game, play the game, have fun with the game, get immersed in the game, and give a good or bad or indifferent review. Nowadays, it's all about the money, and they're doing all type of things to make money off of you. Your data is important, even though that these servers be going down. These ads come in these games where the stuff they're advertising not even don't have anything to do with the game. In some cases. And now, early access games aren't being completed, but you still pay X amount of money to pay and play these games. Kind of crazy, right? But I don't know. Maybe things will continue to get better on all fronts, but it just seems like YouTube. No, I'm sorry, YouTube. it just seems like that Valve is taking the step front forward to do things the right way. So I'm gonna get up out of here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I am going to bed, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.